Today's topic is
3D printing worth it?
Well, is it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to WAYPN. I'm Cal.
And I'm Sunny.
Today's topic is
3D printing really worth it?
Well, here's the thing. Number one thing, the one thing that nobody actually talks about is it allowed?
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Do you play at the Warhammer store?
I don't, but I think I know where you're getting at with this one.
Okay, so if you play at a Warhammer store, of course 3D printing isn't allowed, right? Like, even if you print shoulder pads or heads, you might be putting yourself in danger of not being able to use your models.
Yes, and like not being able to allow to even play in the store because you're using, non-GW products and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
And you've got to take a look at who you play with, where you play, what you do, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're playing with your friends and they don't allow you to use 3D prints, I'm just going to put it out there. Get better friends.
Yeah, because sometimes certain games will get you to only use specific models because that's what the game wants.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the times you're dealing with people who are extreme loyalists and they're like, oh, you're going to use only this model, okay? Like, I'm not okay with you using this model right here.
Yes. These special individuals can be an issue. But the primary thing is where you play, who you play with. So if like your local tournament scene allows it and you like the models, go for it. If more
like casual players.
Yeah. Or if your local friendly game store allows it, do it. But when it comes to friendly local game stores, if you're bringing in 3D models, at least have bought something from them, guys.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's more about whether, how often are you playing with this sort of scene, right? If you're mostly playing with people or in places that only want specific models by that company, then 3D printing doesn't seem like the thing for you.
Yeah.
But if you're playing with people who are more relaxed about these rules, you're playing mostly miniature agnostic games, 3D printing sounds like a great idea.
Exactly. And so the next point is initial cost, and this is something you wanted to get into.
Yeah, so the printer we've got is a real nice printer, 8K printer, but it cost us about 1.2K. Yep. Now, note to self, this is after sale price, okay? Don't even talk about what it was before the original price.
You're talking about on sale.
Yeah, sorry. On sale. After sale
price for Americans might be like, well, of course that's its sale price.
Yeah.
If you buy it, it's its sale price.
It was on promotion, everybody. Okay? So this was discounted and that's when we got it. But there's also other things that you gotta get, which is like, resin cleaner, the resin itself.
The curing station.
All this sort of stuff. And then like the bajillion and one cleaning products that you need to keep your station itself clean. And the tools and the sonic cleaner.
Well, see, like not everybody uses a sonic cleaner. But yes, see, like the thing is, right, it's almost like this endless hole. And this is the issue. When it comes to the initial cost, okay, sure, there's a big initial cost, and now you can buy a cheaper printer for the cost of like a standard starter set from Warhammer, right? Games Workshop. But the thing is, it's a bit of a rabbit hole, which I think leads us nicely into our next part, which is
the things you need to learn to even do 3D.
So the way I sort of said it was, it's a hobby in and of itself.
This is right. So yes, it's a very big aspect because one, it's the items. 2, you need to learn the necessary skills to even function the printer and the necessary skills to read the files, 3D software.
I'm going to cut you off for a second because somebody's just like, you need skills to use a printer. You just don't press the print button. Can you sort of explain why you need skills? Because you have seen me at not my peak time.
Yes, because first you need to get the STL files, right? Which probably cost you that $1, $2 that you're looking for. And then after that, you need to set up the file, because sometimes things are floating in midair. And guess what? Your printer can't print things in mid-suspension. So you need to add supports. How do you do that? Well, you gotta go to YouTube to find all the necessary tutorials to learn how to do that. And then after that, you need to get the software called Chitubox, which crashes on you like a bajillion times. And then after you do that, you put it on a thumb drive, if it works, and then you go into the printer, you plug it in, then you press the button. And before that, don't forget to set up the printer with the, the screws and the resin and making sure your screen is clean and not smudged in any way because the light can't pass through properly. And then you get out models that look like one thick coat before you even put on paint on it.
Yeah, and then there's the temperature regulation, and there's and like the.
She's a needy girl.
Yeah, let's just put it this way. There are those, we at one point said she's like an unfortunate woman.
Yeah, don't even talk about Warhammer being an unfortunate woman. Your printer will be unfortunate woman number 2, okay?
Yeah, no, she's... no, you know what she is?
Yeah.
She's like the comfort girl, right? Who needs to be called every single time you go out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like...
Tell me where you're going.
Yeah,
I'm alone in the house. It's cold. You forgot to leave the heater on for me.
And it's like, woman, you can
do
turn
it yourself.
But yeah, actually, you know what? That is kind of a good comparison, right? Like, Games Workshop is kind of like a very well put together gold digger. Whereas 3D printing is...
She's got her sweatpants and her Cheetos on.
Yeah, and she loves you. She loves you without a doubt. But you better have time for her to feel. So if you don't, things are going to go wrong.
What do you call that? Yandere, is it?
No, because that's hate then love. I think it's the other way. Tsundere.
Tsundere is the one that gives you a hard time for not.
I guess I've lost all of my anime points.
All the hip cool terms. Well,
yes.
I'm getting old, people.
Yes, very old.
Anyhow, so
let's go and let's review what we said. So number 1 is
figure out who you're playing with and what the scene is like.
Number 2.
Then figure out whether or not it's something that's, within your budget.
Yeah, is the initial cost worth it? And number 3,
is it worth your time?
It's a hobby in and of itself.
And let's think about this. The number 1 problem that people have in this hobby is their pile of shame. So now you're just going to be printing up a pile of shame.
Your prints of shame.
Your prints of shame. And mostly because...
Prince of shame. I'm imagining, Prince in his purple suit.
And just shame written on the shirt. But the most important thing to note is that most people are not painting up their models because they don't have enough time, right? This is going to take up a significant amount of your time. So you want to think about that. If that's something that's, you are into, if it's worth it. That's what this whole topic is about. Mostly your time and your money is going to go into this, just like the rest of the hobby.
But we are summing up, so we're going to finish off and say, keep those brushes wet.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.